Welcome to Freedom Cubing. In the past few years, the WCA has added and removed multiple events from panels with pictures of rings to even solving a Rubik's Cube with your feet to two 3x3 cubes together. These are every removed WCA event in WCA history, especially with the removal of clock expected to happen after 2027 Worlds. But since it's not removed just yet, I'm not going to be talking about clock in this video. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We'll be diving in, and let's go dive into the history of removed WCA events. Quick background. The Rubik's Cube competitions have dated back all the way to 1982 with the 1982 WCA Worlds. But it wasn't until the founding of the WCA in 2004 when, competitions will be more sanctioned and more organized. And now there are now 17 events that the WCA recognizes, but we're not going to talk about that. But yeah. So let's dive in. Starting with, and these will all be going to through chronological order. Sorry about that. Let's get into it. The first event of the day is 3x3 No Inspection. 3x3 No Inspection was a short-lived WCA event, lasting from January 2006 and removed on July of the same year. Well, it's just really obvious. You start the timer, you lift up the cube, you lift up the cube cover, and you have to think before you do your solve. There's no inspection given because you see in regular WCA competitions, you're given 15 seconds to inspect the cube, but you don't have to get all the 15 seconds. When you're simply ready, you put your cube on the time. You press your hands on the timer and start solving. But this one is just a regular 3x3 without the inspection time. So yeah. Little this is available online because as it was a very short-lived WCA event, as only one WCA competition hosted this event. And with barely evidence on the internet that this even exists, clearly it was very popular. And this unpopularity was the reason why for its removal at that same year on July 2006. Let's move on. The next event, multi-blind old style. Well, it's not really it's not even really a WCA removal. It's really just a regulation change. You see, in old multi-blind, and you didn't have a limit, so you could literally bring in as much cubes as you want. Just ignore that. Well, in this event, and you're given no limit, because nowadays, with multi-blind, you're given 1 hour or limit to solve all your Rubik's Cubes. It was blindfolded. I even gave a picture of a former world record, or of what multi-blind looks like. And it was added in 2000. Multi-blind was added in 2007, but it was quickly replaced by the multi-blind we have today with a 1 hour limit because it caused time constraints and organizing issues. Because some attempts even took up to 6 hours, which would even last like days on end, when really competitions were really supposed to last like a day. Yeah. So they scrapped multi-blind old and replaced it with the multi-blind we know today. Next up, next removed event we have is the Rainbow Cube. The Rainbow Cube is an oddly shaped puzzle with some restricted turns. It's a pretty easy puzzle, and it was added in 2007. It was kind of like one of those experimental events before its removal in 2009. Little of this is available online, and the reasoning for that is, well, yet again, like 300 inspection, it was unpopular, and so it was removed in 2009 because of lack of participation. The Siamese Cube. The Siamese Cube is really just two 3x3s fused together. So, thanks to this fusing, and it caused some restrictive turns, meaning you need to figure out a different way to solve it. Yeah, again, it's like it was added in 2004 and removed in 2009 because as it was just kind of like an experimental WCA event, and it was yet again just like Rainbow Cube, it was removed in 2009 because of lack of participation. We're finally getting into the ones that we all know. Second to last, we have the Rubik's Magic and Master Magic. Magics are just like a panel of rings, and it was created. Let's zoom into its history. Created by Erno Rubik himself, the one who created the Rubik's Cube, after he created their cube, saying that if the cube was easy, then he wants us to link these rings. 3 on the regular Magic and 5 on the Master Magic. And your goal is to link the rings like this. But despite its popularity, it wasn't really considered a twisty puzzle. And the WC is known for twisty puzzles. 3x3, 5x5, 6x6, 2x2, Megamix, Pyramix, all that, they're all considered twisty puzzles. And this is not considered like a twisty puzzle. It's kind of just like a board of rings. And also, some other reasons for its removal is at the start of 2013 is because lack of puzzle quality. Wasn't really a twisty puzzle. Lack of puzzle quality because it was basically just there was one scrambled state, so you can't really call it a puzzle. Unlike Clock, it has multiple scrambled states, but on this, it's just one scrambled state, the unlinked rings. Because of this, the solving process was like literally identical, and this caused a lot of repetition in the community. Yeah. And also because of terrible hardware, because sometimes when you twist it too fast, then they were linked with fish wire, and they began tangling up or just snapping. So for all these reasons, the WC removed it at the start of 2013. Oh no. This one I dread. And our most recent removal during the COVID times, 3x3 with feet. It's just really self-explanatory. You solve a Rubik's Cube, but you solve it with your feet. And and by the time it was removed in 2020, feet was like the least participated WCA event by far, even worse than 5 blind. Yeah, sorry about 5 blind. And because well, no one wanted to show their feet in public to solve a Rubik's Cube. And also due to hygiene, and also because of hygienic concerns, because people didn't want their foot germs or juices or whatever you call it. It's to contaminate the mats and timers needed for hand events. And although there wasn't dedicated participants for it, the amount of organizers refusing to host the actual event, meaning they barely had a chance. And with all those combined, and good timing because COVID was like raging, leading to like barely any WCA competitions being able to host. Even the WCA Worlds was canceled because of COVID. So perfect timing. And all these reasons stack up, Feet was finally removed on January 1st of 2020. And there you have it. Every single removed WCA event. And Clock is expected to be next, but I don't know what you guys think. Maybe if this video gets like 30 or 100 views, I don't know. If you guys are interested in this, then I will make an updated version with Clock next year. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.